Hi, everyone. Welcome to Clubhouse Voices. We're going to give folks just about a minute to join us, and then we'll get started with our fabulous panel of speakers. Looks like some people are joining. Welcome, everyone. I think we will get started. So welcome to our session, Clubhouse Voices. My name is Christine Monska, and I'm the Youth Leadership Program Manager with the Clubhouse Network. And I'm excited to kick off this session with a group of young leaders from the Flagship Clubhouse, a Best Buy Teen Tech Center in Roxbury, Massachusetts, the Best Buy Teen Tech Center at Hope Community in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Best Buy Teen Tech Center at Phase 4 Learning Center in Pittsburg, Pennsylvania. These Clubhouse members and alumni really embodied the theme, Together We Rise, through their continuous leadership, advocacy, activism, and community work during the pandemic and beyond. They either participated in hashtag Clubhouse Voices, a youth response to COVID-19 and racism, and/or stepped up to lead change in their clubhouses and the larger community. Let their voices be an inspiration to you all. And before we get started with our speakers, I'd like to remind folks that we have a chat function here. So I invite you all to participate, get to know each other, and support our panelists through the chat function. And we'll get started. I'm going to kick it off to Parmis, who's going to introduce herself and be our first speaker. Thanks, Parmis.
Thank you so much, Christine, for the introduction, and good morning, everyone. My name is Parmis Mokhtari-Dizaji, and I'm a 15-year-old student from Boston and a member of the Flagship Clubhouse in Roxbury. I am so honored to be speaking at today's event. The Together We Rise mission to get youth inspired to become the next inventors, entrepreneurs, innovators, and leaders is incredibly inspiring. This mission truly resonates with me, especially as I'm a girl who is interested in innovative design, engineering, and building things with my own hands. I owe it to the Flagship Clubhouse, which has and still is a space for me to continue with these passions and grow. Now, let's go back a bit to when I was younger. Growing up, I always looked forward to being creative and making things with my hands. Therefore, I love to use Legos to create a whole new world just by simple bricks. Now, as a high schooler, I know that the opportunities I had to create as a little kid have profoundly shaped who I am today. I want everyone to have these same opportunities regardless of their background. During the pandemic, while thousands of charities have been providing food to nourish those in need, hardworking teachers in the Boston area welcomed me to help in a way that I felt was just as important. I identified how the need for outlets for creativity and imagination became much greater, especially for young children, and I knew I had to do something about it. My solution? Legos. I took the initiative to start my own charity for young students in need in my area, called the Circle of Bricks. With the support and encouragement of the Clubhouse, especially by my mentor, Kamal London, I was off to raise money. Over a couple of months, with a lot of hard work, but also a lot of encouragement, I successfully raised enough money to donate to a whole K-1 classroom in East Boston, the STEM program at an elementary school in Dorchester, and finally, the theater program at another elementary school in Boston. Though this has definitely helped, this is just the start. Brick by brick, we can help even more classrooms and give them a resource for both creativity and fun for the students. Ultimately, the raised funds will allow young students to not only have fun, but to develop new skills that will help them right now as well as in the future. Something as simple as a Lego set can do this. With these bricks, bridges can be created, bridges to allow students to cross over to a place of creativity. All of this work could not have been possible without the guidance and encouragement of my mentors at the Flagship Clubhouse, and I'm incredibly thankful to all of them. I'm thrilled to be among the other speakers of today, and I look forward to hearing about their projects and the differences they have made in their communities. Together, we, the Clubhouse community, should continue to rise to lead change in our communities and across the world. We must believe in ourselves. I'm sure that with hard work and allowing ourselves to dream big and dream freely, we can all become the inventors, innovators, entrepreneurs, and leaders that we need in this world to make a positive change. Thank you. I'll now pass it on to Weslyn.
Good morning. Thank you, Parmis, for that introduction. And my name is Wesley Harmon, and currently I am a freshman at Howard University, and I have been working under Hope Community for a while now, a few years now back. And some of the things I'm involved with through Hope Community is being a part of their Girls Empowerment Program, which helped me to understand my identity a lot. And then also leading a sit-in at the capital of Minnesota. And me and a group of my friends led the sit-in, and it drew around 6,000 people to the sit-in. And this sit-in was held in honor of George Floyd and the murder that went on in my city of Minneapolis. And we held the sit-in in order to proclaim that youth voices were there and that they needed to be heard and that they were important. And in order to organize the sit-in, we had to become really involved with our community and really hone into what they needed. And in order to do that, we engage with programs and organizations such as Hope Community and the Red Cross in order to provide the necessary skills and also the necessary tools that we needed in order to complete the sit-in. And when we did complete the sit-in, we were very excited and we were very happy because we felt like our purpose was served. And we did draw a lot of media attention because we were showcasing youth voices such as poets and musicians and artists, and showing that Black youth are here and that they see what's going on and they're not going to sit around and allow for Black men and women to be murdered by police. And this was during 2020, and which was a very trying time for Minneapolis, where we're going through a lot of protesting, a lot of riots, and also this was during the pandemic. So right after I graduated from high school, we stepped up and we created this sit-in. And in order to encompass the community of the city and draw in everyone's attention, we made sure to also reach out to other youth activists. So I worked with a lot of youth activists in the community that were already doing hard work, such as protesting, lobbying, and making change in the government, making change outside of the government in all of their different ways. And our mission for the sit-in, and also now, is also to uplift youth voices and to show that we are very talented and that we are here, we're present, and we're not going to sit by and allow racism to exist. Thank you. Now I will pass it on to Aaliyah.
Hey everyone, my name is Aliyah Denise. I'm 19 years old and I am a part of the Best Buy Teen Tech Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I have been a part of this program for about over a year. Just like how Weslyn said, how she helped with the sit-in, I was actually a part of that as well, but not played a big of a part as she did. I actually did some media covering there, and I did some filming, and I actually made a documentary called George Floyd, which was based about how youth were impacted in Minnesota by the murder of George Floyd, and also how COVID affected that as well. Through that, the uprising of George Floyd and all the looting and rioting actually sparked a project for me that I actually use now, which my multimedia company that I made through there, which is called The Fly Subject. Through there, I just really wanted to use that as just another platform for like youths that look like me, talk like me, relate to me. So they have another news and media outlet that someone is. So there I do like interviews through people in entertainment in Minnesota that are doing positive things. And yeah, and I will pass it on to Naje now.
Hello. Okay. Hi, my name is Naje. I'm 18 years old. I attend and I have attended the Whole Community Best Buy Teen Tech Center for the past maybe 4 years, I believe. I think for 3 years. And one of the questions that we were asked was to talk about what does Together We Rise mean? Together We Rise means to me that as a bouquet of people, we understand each other's past, we appreciate each other's presence, and we hope for the best in the future. We help each other, we encourage each other, we have courage for each other, and we help each other. When one of us is low, we raise them up to go high. And the things that I've done, or the things that the Teen Tech Center has given me opportunities to do, I've been part of a lot of things, but I'm just going to touch lightly on the things that mean most to me. During the George Floyd protests, I actually got to do the North Side and South Side cleanup during the riots, and seeing that for myself I really saw how angry and how affected our Black youth and our Black people in Minneapolis were affected by that, as which they should. Another thing that I'm a part of is the Youth Board in Incitement Reach group, and that is it's about like maybe 12 teenagers all together, and we hold panels with activists. We hold them with politicians. We actually hold them with other Black youth to talk about the struggles and challenging the bias in the social justice system. And we talk about our feelings to be able to vent it out. And probably the most one that I could say was really life-changing is that one of the girl groups that are in Hope Community got to do a protest at the St. Paul Capitol. And I was able to be there, and I was able to do media coverage. And a lot of the pictures that I took, I could see, and I was so happy, and it made me cry to see all walks of life just come together, just to see the whole bouquet of people really together, literally people that you would have never thought would have made it there. And I got to take a whole bunch of pictures, and that is one of the things that I do at Hope Community is photography. I learned it and I teach it to other kids during my youthful time. And now I do big projects such as that one. And a lot of those pictures got to reach Facebook, or they got other people bought them. And I was really proud to be there. And I was just happy to really light up a purpose in me. And again, with the Together We Rise, definition is we understand everyone's purpose. We understand everyone's backgrounds, their stories, their colors, but we put that all to the side because we want everyone to succeed. And I feel like that's what Together We Rise means to me. Thank you for listening. And I'm going to pass this on to Clarence.
I want to talk about there's some things that I do think that speaks social injustice and social justice. I do the George Floyd incident that happened stretches all the way over to here. You can see on walls and buildings and protests happening. It's a very serious matter that's happening. But I do view it as a much larger scale event. Like you go on social media and see things like all lives matter, Black lives matter, Asian lives matter, and I respect all of it. I do think that all lives matter. That one speaks the most to me personally because yes, I know that a lot of communities of color get treated really differently, but to me, all lives matter, and I think that everyone, has a voice. Um,
I believe it's 10 to 1, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Should have the ability to speak their mind about anything and everything, respectfully. So I do believe in the society and just like, the society as in everyone's opinion matters. Everyone's opinion matters. And I feel like in the society these days, not a lot of people give other people the opportunity of getting their respected opinion out in the world. And I do believe that it's a serious matter that should be addressed by, stepping up in our communities and paying attention to detail and really identifying the crisis that is at hand. It's a really serious problem. I feel like if everyone can eventually, just see everyone's perspective on a lot of the problems in the world, then maybe, just maybe we can get some, justice in the world. And at this time, it's very hard for even me. And it really stirs a lot of my emotions up because it's really sad and disappointing to see all these people being treated differently for something that they can't control. And I really feel like it shouldn't be like that at all. Everyone should, respect each other from where they come from and how everyone is treated. Just because one person doesn't like something, that doesn't mean, they have to sit there and, criticize others for something that they don't like. And I do believe that with time and our community that we're building here at the Best Buy Teen Tech Center over in Pittsburg, Pennsylvania, and all over the world, we could definitely make a change in the community. So I would like everyone to, just be mindful that everyone has a voice and everyone can speak. And I would really like to hear other people's voices, not just here in the Best Buy Teen Tech Center, but all over the community. And with that said, I want to pass it over to Hannah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hannah Howell. I am 14 years old and I'm going to my freshman year of high school. I am here today representing the Best Buy Teen Tech Center at Phase 4 Learning Center. To give my thoughts on the youth standpoint on our society's social injustices. In my opinion, I think it's our job as the youth and for the sake of the future of our country, to use our voices to influence these injustices to make a positive change. Currently, with the internet and social media at our fingertips, social injustices that once went unnoticed are now being brought to light. From my experience, I can say especially in the most recent years, social injustices have been becoming more public and up for more public discussion. Most prevalently on social media. Numerous youths agree we must overcome them, but few know where to start or lack the motivation and or confidence to speak their truth and stand firm. People of today are bombarded by social media and the internet every day that we are desensitized to the two advantages and access that we have that grants us. The two advantages the access we have grants us. But with the good comes the bad. Social media and the internet, in a way, alienates us from one another and pits some of us against each other. The amount of information you can pull from something, even as common as an iPhone, purely depends on how many times you are running a search. An example, the painful racial injustices such as Amadou Diallo, Philandio Castillo, and Antoine Rose, and thousands of more unjust cases that didn't receive the same recognition as George Floyd. Derek Chauvin's sentence of 22 and a half years for the killing of George Floyd is said to be one of the longest a former police officer has ever received for an unlawful use of his force. Using technology and social media as an up-and-coming generation, we are at the beginning of a close
Yes. Yes.
and where every single voice can make a difference. With most of us being able to vote in the next presidential election.
Yeah, I agree. That's something that I would be able to get into.
Adequately educate themselves on the injustices in our community. America was built on these very injustices and held back from this for too long. We owe it to ourselves to create the unbiased society we should have by birth, right as a U.S. citizen. Together, we shall rise, for the chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Therefore, we must look within ourselves and find our truth in which to stand on. So we may stand as one, and together we shall rise. And with that, I would like to
Hey, everybody. I'm a 10-12-year Clubhouse alumni here at the Best Buy Team Tech Center at Philly School. Over the years, I've been able to see multiple transitions of the Clubhouse. I also continue my work where I started in food justice. A little bit about my background. I'm the director of an organization called Feed the Hood, and we focus on food injustices. Pittsburg, Pennsylvania is one of the biggest food deserts in the country. With that being said, we have 9 neighborhoods with more than 50% of them that don't have access to fresh food or produce. So part of my job is not only advocating for those people who don't have access, but also changing the mind and the narrative that around healthy food. I love being here at the Clubhouse. It has been amazing. And even getting youth excited about what it means to be healthy. Body discussion, as well as opening up eyes and ears to what the true problem is in our society. What we put in our bodies is vastly important. It affects our mind, our body, our soul, how we think, how we learn, and how we move forward in our future. With that being said, Feed the Hood is still strong against the advocacy portion of what it means to actually be a chef. We've used our industry to propel multiple workforce development needs across our city. We use our industry for to propel community efforts. One of our biggest efforts was in the past year, we were able to distribute over 15,000 meals throughout the Allegheny County region. What that means is that in a level of food insecurity, not everybody has the ability to feed themselves. And not feed themselves in a matter of like pick up something and eat it, but cook. So we have been working with a group of chefs that mentor in a sense to lower the exacerbation of the food. We've been able to take a lot of the donated food that would otherwise sit in food banks across the city, and pantries across the city, and actually process it into edible food so that people have a hot meal to eat. We were able to get 5 distribution centers set up throughout the city with other community efforts through programs like the Wellness Collective, who was our delivery source, through Oakland Planning Development Corporation, who was able to open up a site right in the heart of the city. Some of these efforts were highlighted in a lot of media, but the work still needs to happen. And now that we're coming out of the pandemic, we realize that the effects of this pandemic will last longer than the year and a half we've been quarantined. So with that being said, we've been advantageously fighting for security, food sovereignty to end food apartheid. There's no reason why in 2021 we should be in a great country like America that we should be faced with the task of being hungry. We're one of the most wealthiest countries in the world. So, you know, a lot of our social issues depend on how we spend our money, which brings me to another great point of policy. Policy is important. Getting in front of the policy and policymakers and legislators is telling them that my food access is important to me is one of the most powerful things that you can do. Because again, it affects your mind, your body, your soul, and how you react to, you know, the simple things. There's been a lot of research done that has affected how we eat, and we want to change that narrative. So I appreciate the time to speak, and I thank you all for listening to me. And I'm proud to say that I've been a Clubhouse for a very long time, and I hope you all continue to do the same.
Thank you so much for sharing your leadership journeys with us. I hope these inspiring stories show that you, Clubhouse members, can and very likely already are rising to the occasion and leading change within your clubhouses and in the greater community. I really can't wait to see what the future holds. Thank you so much for joining us.